Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Elsie JC Family. For those of you that are new to my channel, I did a different dehydrating video where I scrambled 5 dozen eggs and then I dehydrated them, and I followed the process out, turning them into a fine powder, and they were great. And but it took a while because scrambling that many eggs, and it did take some time. So, but it didn't take as long as the raw egg in the dehydrator. So I found this other, yes, those are hard-boiled eggs we're going to do. I did this last night, came out amazing, took very little time, and I suggest you do it this way. Now, I was going through some videos, some pictures, because my cheap Walmart $40 camera is MIA, and my expensive one's broken. My $1,200 one's broken, so I don't have a video for you, but I can show you the process through photos. So there are going to be photos through this video. So I was going through, and I came across this one gal, and she has, many thousands of followers, and I guess she lives on a farm, but she did a video on different methods of dehydrating eggs and all that, or storing eggs, preserving eggs, and when she got to the cooked egg, she totally said it's a fail, don't do it. But before that, before she did the process, she said that, or before she showed us the results of the process, she says that that the dehydrated cooked eggs is a fail, and but she stopped once they came out of the dehydrator, and she mushed them up once or grinded them up once. She stopped there, just like everybody else was doing. But in my video, with that same process of scrambling and then putting them in the dehydrator, you have to put them through the sifter 2-3 times to get all the rocks, because they do turn into, some of them do turn into hard rocks, but you can do it, and it does turn into nice silky powdered eggs. I show you in that video. And she also said that the scrambled egg method took longer than the wet egg the raw wet egg method. Absolutely impossible. I don't know why it would take longer. Think about it. You took out all the wet. So, and in my process, it did not take that much time. It was literally half the time, if not more. But in this new method I'm going to show you, it's even less time. Much, much, much less time. So, I'm not going to give you the name of her channel. To me, when people half-bake things, that's not somebody I want to watch and take advice from. She's a young girl. Maybe I only saw this one video because this is what I'm doing right now. Maybe her other videos are great. I don't know. But in this one, and she clearly says that she didn't want to take the time to figure out how to grind them up smaller or whatever. To me, that's somebody that half bakes things and shortcuts things, where shortcuts are okay, but if you're going to teach somebody how to do something, you don't half bake it and give it to them raw. You don't half bake a cake and leave the middle wet, uncooked. You follow the process through. But again, a lot of people dehydrating eggs are not following the process through. They just do it, they put it through the grinder, but they're not sifting it. They might even put it through the coffee grinder 3, 4, 5 times, and it's still coming out like rocks. It's because you have to sift it. You have to sift it and get the powdered egg out through a very, very tiny hole sifter. I got mine at Walmart. It was $1. It's that little small one. Does it take more time to do that? Yeah, but I want those eggs. So when somebody does a video like this, I tend to not want to watch anything else they do, because to me that's just ignorance, basically. So I'm not going to tell you the name of her channel or who she is or anything. She's got a large following, I think like maybe 34,000 subs or something. So I don't want to point anyone to her channel to get bad information, but I also don't want to send people to her channel to get, I don't want to do anything bad to her channel or say anything bad and point out her channel. That's not what this is about. I mean, let her do her thing. I'm doing mine. Simple as that. All right, let me show you. So, of course, the first thing you want to do is hard boil your eggs. I just put them in at the same room temperature. Just put the eggs in room temperature water, the way it comes out of the tap. Get it going. Let them cook 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. You're just cooking the egg, okay? It's not going to burn in there, okay? I don't do the, it's 3-minute egg or 7-minute egg or whatever. I cook them 10 minutes or 12 minutes. I want them cooked all the way through, period, okay? That's the first thing you're going to do. And then you're going to peel them. Now, once you've peeled them, you want to dry them off because they're still a little slicky wet. Dry them off. Get as much moisture off of them as you can, okay? Just dry them off. Then you're going to put the whole egg, or you can chop them up if you want. I think that's wasting time. Throw the eggs in your food processor or your blender, what have you. And you're going to get them to cream. This photo shows, this is, it's scrambled now. But you want to go a little bit further than this. You want to turn them past the scramble into a cream, okay? You can, wait till it's just a little bit creamy, or just let them cream up, okay? But just look at the photo. You want them to look like that. Okay, now for those of you that do not have a food processor, you can use a blender, you can use a mixer, you can use, maybe you don't have those, maybe there's no electricity. Use a whisk. You can use the masher to mash them, then use the whisk, and you're just going to have to whisk away, okay? Now, y'all seen this in my other dehydrating video with the scrambled eggs. If you ain't got a food processor or a blender or a mixer or a whisk, get a fork. Use a fork, okay? You can use a fork to start, mashing them up and get busy. Now, you already know that this process is going to take a little bit longer because you are using a fork. But it is doable. You can turn it into a cream. It just takes a little bit longer. It's kind of like, milk. If you don't have a mixer or something to separate the milk from the egg to make butter, and you got to put it in the jar, do you know how long that's going to take? Shaking that jar out. You're going to be playing pass the potato with that jar to let other people shake it. It takes a long time. It's not easy to do. But you can certainly whip these eggs into a cream with a fork or a whisk. So there's always a way to do things. And you get a nice, creamy product, okay? Using a fork, whisk, find something in your kitchen that'll do it. You got something, okay? And if you don't, go outside, break a branch off a tree, cut it in half, wash it, and you make them chopsticks. It's not rocket science, okay? This is very easy to do. All right, now you're going to get your fruit roll-up trays, or I have the square silicone trays. They're kind of floppy, flimsy, but they're silicone. I use those. Whatever you have, you cannot just put a puree on a rack that has holes. You know this. So find something, even if it's parchment paper. That'll work too, because it'll work. Okay, so then you're going to spread it as thin as you can. And it's going to look similar to this. You're not going to be able to spread it completely even, but do your best. Again, on parchment paper, in a fruit roll-up tray, silicone tray, whatever. So go ahead and spread it on there. Now get all of your eggs into the dehydrator. And you want to put the setting, because they're already cooked, I didn't put it all the way up to protein. I kept it like on the vegetable setting. So whatever that is for you. That you have your own dehydrator. So whatever the vegetable setting is, that's what you want to put it on. It's not going to take that long to dehydrate. Now after 4, maybe 5 hours, go check it. If most of it is dry, but you see these yellow spots, just get it and turn it over. Pretty simple. Just get it and turn it over. If it's flaky and breaks, that's fine. No big deal. Just turn it all over piece by piece. It's not going to flake off in a million different pieces. It's going to be one piece, but it will be very, very flaky. Like very flaky, really nice. Once they're done dehydrating, get them in a pan, bowl, whatever, and just crunch them up. You know, you want them in small pieces because they're going to go into a coffee grinder next, okay? So just get them and mush them up as small as you can. Put a glove on and do it with your hand. They flake off very, very easily. Okay, then you're going to get the crunched up egg and put it in your coffee grinder. Again, I couldn't find a photo with the dehydrated eggs in the coffee grinder, so here you see deviled egg. You know, it's just the raw egg in there, but it's the same concept. It's just a picture to show you the coffee grinder. You're going to put the dehydrated eggs in there. The more you mush up, the more you could fit. The bigger the pieces, the harder your little coffee grinders can have to work. So I just mashed mine down as much as I could. You could even put them in the food processor to make them even smaller. Fill it up, and you're going to run it through the food processor. Then once you've put them through the coffee grinder, you could either put them all through, you know, just putting batch by batch and then emptying in a bowl, and then sift through them, or you can sift through them as they come out, and then, you know, it's whatever you want to do. You sift them as each batch comes out. You're not going to be able to run the coffee grinder while your hands are busy. So I suggest just run them all through the coffee grinder once, and then sift them all the way through once. And then you're going to, the ones that come out, see the little rocks inside there? Those aren't going to go through those little tiny holes. And I didn't get it at Walmart. I got that sifter at the dollar store, or the Dollar Tree, whatever. But when you sift it, and it goes through all them little tiny holes, you're going to get the rocks. That's the grit. That's the stuff that you're, you know, filling when you eat the dehydrated eggs that you do yourself. You're going to put those in a different bowl. And once you get the whole batch done, you're going to have quite a few of them rocks. And you're going to run those ones again. So I would suggest sifting them all the way through the whole batch, and then sift it. Now, if you look inside this bowl, this is what it will look like once you sift it, and these are your leftover rocks. Okay, see it all gritty? Those are going to get run through the food processor a second time, and then sifted through a second time. And then the remaining rocks that are in the bowl, in another bowl, you will run those through the coffee grinder again. You will do this until you have a teaspoon or a quarter of a teaspoon of them little rocks left. Because doing this one time through the coffee grinder and calling it quits, why bother? Why even bother? If you continue running it through as you go through the whole batch each time through the coffee grinder and sifting, you're going to end up with beautiful, beautiful eggs, powdered eggs. And your end product will be silky, soft, lightweight, powdered eggs. Absolutely amazing. So don't stop at the first time through. Follow it through. If you're going to do it right, and you will have your powdered eggs. Now, this is something you might want to do, since you're doing this anyway. When you peel them boiled eggs, separate the whites from the yolk. When it's boiled, it's very easy to do, because you just break it in half and you can just pull the yolk out. Get as much of the yellow off of the white. You can even rinse them off in the sink or whatever. Make sure they're white. And then continue the process for each side, the white and the yolk, separately. And you will get your egg powder. and you will get your egg white. Because I know a lot of people need egg white for certain recipes, or like me, I only eat egg white. I can eat a little bit of the yolk, not too much though, so I just stick with egg white. So for those of you that want egg white, that's all you got to do. Just make sure you rinse them off. Make sure there's no yellow in them at all, because sometimes yellow sticks inside the egg white. And then just grind them up separately. Do the white first, so you don't have to keep washing your your food processor. And do the white first, and then do the yellow. And then put them in separate trays in your dehydrator. Okay? And that's how you separate the egg white from the yolk. And amazing, you guys. Try it. I have not done the separating of the egg white and yolk yet, because I just did this one the other night. But I am going to do that, because I bought some egg white powder, so I do have about 6 or 7 bags of those. But I am going to start doing them separately. And I suggest, when you reconstitute them to eat them, if you have milk, I would use milk instead of water. I don't know. And a little bit of butter if you have it. If not, then water would be fine. But I don't know. I just think I would add a little bit more flavor than just water to dehydrated eggs. I'm just guessing on that. Haven't done it, but I will maybe do a video on reconstituting them. I know I promised somebody on my channel that I would do it. I think it was B. Crouch. I think I told her I'd reconstitute them and do a video, but I haven't done that yet. So, alright, hope you liked the video. Hope it was helpful. I'm telling you, you're going to cut it into a quarter of what any video is. Most of them, at least the one that I did with them, 5 dozen scrambled eggs, took days to do. This will literally take you no time at all. Alright, be safe, be blessed, and shalom. Hope you liked the video. Bye, guys.